So this right here is the new Insta360 GO Ultra, a new versatile type of action camera that shoots a wide angle 4K image in a very tiny shell. But the question is, with so many action cameras currently on the market, is this worth your hard-earned money for a price of $450 USD at the time of making this video? We're gonna find that out today, go over some of its features, go over some of the things I like about the camera, some things I don't like about the camera, and there's quite a lot of them. We'll get to that later in the video. But should you buy the Insta360 GO Ultra? Let's find out. So just a quick disclaimer, Insta360 did send me this camera to do a review. I'm going to be doing a few videos about this camera for you guys and the audience, but they are not paying me. It is not sponsored. It's just simply them sending me the camera to do a review and to do a few tutorials to help you guys out with this Insta360. I'll put a link down in the description for the other videos I do for this camera. So what is the Insta360 GO Ultra? Well, it's just pretty much an action camera similar to some of its competitors. GoPro, DJI is coming out with them, and there's countless companies and competitors in this space. But what sets this one apart is that you can remove this little part of the camera right here, which is extremely tiny, probably the size of 2/4 if you put them side by side, and you can get some very creative shots with it being this small. So when you remove the camera from its main cage, just like I did here, okay, you can actually use the cage or the body of the camera kind of as a Bluetooth controller. As you see, I have the camera in my hand, and I'm just basically using this as a 3D controller to pretty much just to monitor the camera and see what I'm looking at. I tested this thing out the other day shooting a soccer shoot, and I was pretty far away from this camera and I was getting some decent signal. Nothing crazy, like you can't go extremely far away from it, but you know, if you put this somewhere and you just want to monitor and see what it's shooting, it pretty much works as a remote and a controller. Another cool thing about the actual tiny camera itself is that it's actually magnetic. So you can put this thing on anything that's magnetic, and the clips that it comes with is also made out of magnets, so you can pretty much clip this thing in hundreds of different places, which wouldn't be possible with some other action cameras due to the size, but also a lot more practical with the size and the weight of this. And I was able to get a lot of cool shots that you definitely cannot get with a full-sized action camera, so that is definitely a benefit. Just to go over a couple of the specs, it shoots 4K up to 60 frames per second, and a bunch of different lens modes. Like they have like a zoomed in mode, they have a super wide mode, they have like a regular wide mode. So there's a bunch of different options in terms of what the actual lens will look like if you want it super wide or if you want it fisheye. It has an upgraded dynamic range, which, you know, is a little bit better than its previous version of this camera. Should be about 8-bit color, which isn't bad considering the size of this camera, and it's completely waterproof, so you can take this thing underwater up to 10 meters deep. And as mentioned earlier, you're able to get all this for a price of $450. So what is it like to use this camera? I've had about a week now to play around with it. I'm just testing it out, having a good time. I got to play around with it the first day I got it. I was putting it on, giving my girlfriend the actual body of the camera so she could see what I was filming. I was putting it on my head and going first person. I took it to the shoot that I had mentioned earlier. I took it with me on a ride on my bike that I took the other morning. And then I played around with some creative shots by putting this thing in like a glass bottle or placing it in creative ways on the electric bike in ways that I wouldn't necessarily be able to do so easily with other action cameras. So guys, completely no BS. I've had a very cool creative time using this camera over the past week because I really haven't used a camera anything like it other than something like a GoPro or a larger body camera. And I've really been enjoying using the camera to be able to kind of open up another door of creativity, specifically the point of view where I can pretty much attach this thing on the front of my hat with a clip and just pretty much show the world or capture what I'm doing in the moment as if they were literally in my shoes. And something that I'm looking forward to use and test in the future as I travel and go on my my vlogs and, you know, hopefully a lot of cool and exciting videos that I can also use on this channel. So what is using this thing like? Well, the mounting system is extremely easy because of the magnetic system and of course the clips and the necklaces, and I'm sure there's a bunch of accessories you can buy in addition to be able to mount this thing pretty much anywhere extremely easily. Don't just factor in the size of it, because the size is one thing, but also factor in the weight. Because it is such a lightweight device, it's very easy, you know, just with the magnets or, you know, just placing it in certain areas to kind of hold up that camera, if that makes sense, compared to heavier cameras, as they might fall over, or they might not be able to hold for a very long time if you're following the drift there. In terms of the image quality, I've had some time to review it and I'm really liking what it looks like. Now, I want you guys to keep in mind that this is a very tiny camera, so it's not going to be anything like a DSLR camera, or, you know, a high-end cinema camera. That's not in that department or in anywhere near comparison. But for the size of the camera, for what you're going to use this thing for, you're going to have no problems with the image quality, and it's going to look great for social media, YouTube, and being able to meet up to that 4K 60 frames per second standard makes this camera legitimately usable in a lot of situations. Good morning, guys. So I'm actually here with my Vituvia SN100. We're going to take it for a little bit of a ride this morning. I live here in the city of Fort Lauderdale, and I'm going to take you guys along with me on my journey. In terms of the battery life, they're claiming that you can get about 140 minutes out of this camera. It was something that I was concerned about when they sent me the camera, because I was like, how is this camera this small going to last a long enough time to be able to capture shots? But I will tell you, and I will confirm, that every single time that I used this off of the main action pod, I did not have to worry about recharging it. I never had an issue with low battery. Even when I took it out to shoot the soccer event, that was about an hour-long shoot, and this thing pretty much lived by itself for about 30 to 40 minutes completely on its own, recording off and on using the Bluetooth feature. And I don't recall looking down seeing that I needed to charge it because it was low on battery, which is honestly a great feature to have. And I'm talking about using this thing standalone. I didn't even have this thing connected to the main body, which would extend the battery to an even longer amount. And last but not least, they have the Insta360 app, which is 100% necessary. When you turn on this device, you're going to be prompted to connect it instantly to the app, and through that app you can do things like go live. You can actually export the videos that are on the camera directly to your phone, to the app, pretty quickly via Bluetooth. And you can actually monitor the camera with your phone if you wanted to do so. Don't think you absolutely need to, but that feature is there if you want to use it. And then last but not least, something I had to mention about the camera was the flip up screen. So for vloggers, guys, this is a genius idea, okay? To be able to flip the screen, I'm actually going to record it right here. So flipping from this camera over to the Insta360 GO Ultra, guys, I'm literally shooting this thing in my hand and I can see myself on the screen above. As you guys can see, it's an extremely wide angle lens. I mean, I'm holding my arm all the way out and you can pretty much see my entire apartment and studio. And now you guys can see how close I'm holding the camera via the camera over here, and then me looking directly at the the lens. And guys, it looks absolutely cool. Like it looks really, really cool. I'm really liking the look of the extreme wide angle camera on this thing. And yeah, so for vlogging, it's really good. Also, the microphone sounds pretty good based on the videos that I have been looking at and reviewing. So in terms of image quality, let me know down in the comments below if the image quality meets your standards, if you like it, and as well as the audio from this thing as well. You know, this is a Shure SM7B, so of course you can't compare, you know, eye to eye, but you know, I'm talking to the camera right now. Let me know if that's an audio that you know, are okay listening to through a YouTube video or through social media. I'm curious to know what you guys think. So just a few cons to look out for on this camera before you're buying it, just to inform you guys. Number one, the sensor is not huge. It is impossible at this moment to put a large sensor in a camera at this size. So shooting this thing in low light is going to be a little bit difficult. It does have a low light mode. It will automatically connect disconnect if it needs to use that mode as a backup. It will be a little bit grainier. It might not look as good or as clear as, you know, a video that has a bunch of sunlight. There is no log shooting. So if you are a pro creator and you are looking to color grade this thing by yourself, they don't have an option at the moment. They could definitely upgrade that. So Insta360, if you guys are listening to me, see if you can update and get some sort of flat color profile on this thing, because I think a lot of creators like me and professional pro creators that like to do their own color grading can get more use out of this camera if you guys open up that feature. Something to look out for at the time of making this video. The third is definitely going to be the heat of the camera. I will mention that even filming right now, the camera is pretty hot. So it's only been filming for about 2 minutes, and in my hand, the camera is getting pretty hot. There's not really anything you guys can do about that because of the size of this camera. You know, the battery is pretty much right there on your hand. So something that I noticed as recording is that the camera gets extremely hot, especially if you are shooting it in sunlight. It gets extremely hot, you know, and if you're taking advantage of the 4K, 60 frames per second, all that sort of stuff. And there's no replaceable battery. So if you run out of battery on this thing, you're going to need to bring an external battery to plug this thing in and charge via USB-C. You can't switch it out like some other action cameras on the market. Not a killer, because as I mentioned earlier, the battery life does last a very long time, so that's okay. Just take the information as you're looking to buy it. So yeah, should you guys pick up this camera for a price of $450? I think that it is definitely a buy for somebody who's going to be creating a lot on the go and wants to add a creative perspective to some of the videos that they're doing. For example, if I wear this on my head, I look over, you can literally see pretty much what I'm seeing right now. You can see, you know, that I got DaVinci up over here. I got my big light to pretty much light up the scene, Notion with the script of the video. Look at that. You can literally see and monitor the camera, and I got my microphone over here. So yeah, just an example of a different perspective, a different creative angle that I normally would never be able to capture without having a small camera like this. And I think it's a great tool to add to your kit. It's not going to replace a DSLR camera, of course, but in the action camera world, you're pretty much getting best of both worlds, because you have the small camera, you have the regular action camera, just like any of its other competitors, and you have a flip out screen for vlogging. It doesn't get any better than that. A lot of cool features, guys. Technology is moving rapidly, and it's exciting that every single year we get new cameras, we get better technology. Stay tuned for more videos about this camera. I'm going to be making another 2 of them on this channel, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I do camera reviews, lifestyle videos just like this every single week. If you guys are interested in learning on how to make money as a creator, I have a full course, a free Skool community, which is completely free for the first 100 members. And we teach you how to go from $0 to $10,000 per month as a video creator or a full-time creator. And yeah, I'll see you guys over there. As always, guys, make sure to like the video, comment down below what you think about this camera, if it's going to be a pickup or a buy for you. If this camera did persuade you or help you in any way in potentially buying this camera, make sure to use that link down in the description to support and help out the channel. And as always, guys, peace out.